The Judicial Conduct Tribunal, tasked with probing a complaint against suspected Judge Tintswalo Makhubele, will reconvene hearings in Johannesburg today. The body is investigating a complaint filed by a civil society organization, Unite Behind. This organization alleges Makhubele violated the separation of powers principle by being both a judge and chair of a state-owned company and allegedly advancing corruption and state capture. An allegation, of course, Makhubele denies. Let's get you a sense of what else we know so far. Bring in our reporter, Canny Maphanga, who's watching those developments and joins us now live. It's an interesting case, this, Canny, because I imagine, among the first questions to be asked is, was Judge Makhubele sitting on the state-owned enterprises in that position as chairperson, and in fact, whether or not that is against the law?
Well, good morning to you, Ayanda, and to the viewers at home. You'll have to bear with me this morning as I'm still recovering from the flu with a slight shortness of breath. However, indeed, you're correct. The central question here, once the Judicial Conduct Tribunal is done with its fact-finding mission, is when exactly did the suspended judge become a judge? Was it when the president made that recommendation in November 2017, or when she assumed office or took the oath, which would then follow months later in April? Now, the complainant, that is Unite Behind, will allege that she occupied dual positions. That is the chair of PRASA, a state-owned entity, and then, of course, a judge of the Gauteng division. Remember, when the president signed off on those minutes in November 2017, the start date for that group, which Judge Makhubele was part of, was the 1st of January 2018. We know that the rest of the group did report to take their oath and assume office. However, she was not there. So the central question that will be answered there is, when exactly did Judge Makhubele become a judge? And if it is the case that she became a judge in January of 2018, then Unite Behind will argue that she occupied a dual position, which is essentially in violation, they are alleging, of the separation of powers principle. Of course, you can understand, under that conflict of interest of occupying a position as a judge in the Gauteng division, and you are essentially in a division which takes care of, or is the heart of, administrative law. It's undoubtedly going to see cases coming from PRASA, especially during that period of time. Then, of course, you're the chairperson of a state-owned entity that accounts to the executive. The conflict of interest would have been glaring for the judiciary, that needs to be independent in carrying out its duties in the constitutional democratic order. So, of course, Unite Behind, that initially made that complaint, will argue that this was unlawful, and that the alleged deferment was unlawful as well, and that the suspended judge is not fit to be a judge. We expect that these final submissions will be made until the 24th this week, and then that panel that will be seated behind me when proceedings start at 10 a.m. will then compile a report, which then goes to the JSC. We're looking at two possible scenarios. It's either misconduct finding or gross misconduct. If we have a gross misconduct finding, then we are dealing with impeachable conduct, which then will follow the process that we've seen with other judges that have been removed from office, such as impeached Judge Mutata and impeached Judge Hlophe.
All right, very important story this, and we'll certainly keep watching it as it continues to unfold. Canny Maphanga, live to us there from Johannesburg, as we try, I suppose, answer these important legal questions about what members of the judiciary are and aren't really allowed to do. All right.